Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. Please be aware that due to work commitments there will be no episode tomorrow. We will return back on Saturday. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 539 days, Ukraine defends itself against the Russian invasion. Spokesman of the Air Force of Ukraine, Colonel Yuri Ignat, said that in the coming autumn and winter, Ukraine will not be able to protect its skies with American F-16 fighters, reports Interfax Ukraine. He added that there were high hopes for this aircraft, that it would become part of air defense and be able to protect Ukraine from Russian missiles and drone terrorism. At the same time, Ignat noted that no matter what, the issue of training Ukrainian pilots and engineers on the F-16 has moved. Ukrainian pilots will study in the member countries of the F-16 coalition in the near future, he said. White House Strategic Communications Coordinator John Kirby denied the information that there are talks about the possible granting of NATO membership to Ukraine in case of giving up part of its territory in favor of Russia, reports Ukrainska Pravda. The official emphasized that the position of the US authorities is that in the future Ukraine will be able to become a member of NATO, which was confirmed by the leadership of the member countries of the alliance during the last summit in Vilnius. Earlier, Sten Jensen, the head of the NATO Secretary General's office, has referred to his previous proposals to discuss Ukraine's membership of the North Atlantic Alliance in exchange for territorial concessions to Russia as a mistake. President Volodymyr Zelensky informed that the first civilian ship passed through Ukraine's new humanitarian corridor in the Black Sea on the evening of 16 August and was on its way to the Bosphorus, reports Ukrinform. Zelensky said that Ukraine earlier informed the International Maritime Organization about setting up the new humanitarian corridor. The organization in turn reiterated Ukraine's sovereign right to control navigation and urged Russia to stop threatening Ukraine and to abide by international conventions. The sea must be safe for everyone. This is of critical importance to Ukraine and its partners. Freedom and safety of navigation are the basic principles of international relations, Zelensky stressed. Earlier this year, Russia refused to continue the Black Sea Grain Initiative, which envisaged guarantees to the ships that export agricultural products from Ukraine. This caused a food crisis in many countries in Africa and other regions with rising prices. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the apps where you are listening to this podcast: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to find out about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. In his evening video address, President Volodymyr Zelensky informed that Ukraine needs more drones on the front line. To provide the necessary amount, Kyiv both works with partners to supply the drones and also significantly increases its own production. The president added that Ukraine needs to systemize what has already been supplied to the troops and used. Drones are the eyes and protection on the front line, said Zelensky. The Security Service of Ukraine shared with CNN a video of the drone attack against the Crimean bridge and provided some details of the drone production, reports Ukrainska Pravda. According to the head of the service, Vasyl Maluk, the production of marine drones successfully used by Ukraine to attack the Crimean bridge and Russian vessels was set up at an underground production facility in Ukraine. He added that the drones are developed by the service team, assisted by civilian engineers and IT specialists. The drones that damaged the Crimean bridge in July 2023 were named Sea Baby. Maluk's surname means baby in Ukrainian, so there is an intentional play on words with naming the drone Sea Baby. Deputy Defense Minister of Ukraine Hanna Maler informed that Ukrainian forces have liberated the village of Urozhaine in Donetsk Oblast, reports Suspilne. She added that Ukrainian defenders are consolidating their positions there. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we're getting better.
We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.